Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Beauty on a Budget. My name is Heather and today is Wednesday, March 26th of 2025. So I have right here, this is my Bissell little green machine. I paid $89 plus tax like 22 years ago. I still use it, even though during the move we lost a piece. So it does leak. So I'm missing the piece that goes on here, holds this in place. So, you know, this always falls out. So the water leaks. So but I'm still using it because I think a piece got lost during our move. So I'm hoping I can come across it. Oops, now I can't get it back together. Okay, I'll just leave it there. And this, I got to empty the tank because I have used it recently. And it's, of course, covered in, like, that's drywall and sawdust. You know, drywall, powder, and sand dust. Or sawdust, I mean, whatever. You know, construction stuff. So it needs a good cleaning in and out. So I've got to clean our mattress. Want to get it really good. When I try to use this, it just leaks, and then it doesn't have the suction that it used to have. I'm not sure if there's I know the hose has a little kink in it, so I really don't know if it's just losing power because it is 22 years old, or if it is just gonna start to, you know, die on me. So last night, me and my husband went to Canadian Tire, and I went right past the Hoover, I went right past the Shark, and I went right straight to the Bissell. I really like the quality of the Bissell. I've tried the Shark ones, I've done the Hoover ones, but I just find for the quality and the price, the Bissell just works best for me. So I'm going to just put it this way. I paid $89 22 years ago. So we were at Canadian Tire last night. The little green machine was on sale for like $85. The normal price is just around $120. So I'm going to say in 22 years, the price has not gone up a lot. But I wanted something a little bit bigger. And I also want to make sure that it has the pet care symbol on it, or whatever it's called. Because that one actually helps more with getting up the actual pet hair. And if you have multiple pets, and I know it is cheaper, you know, to go with the little green machine, but I think that might be part of the problem is it does not handle the pet hair itself. So I went with this one. If I can lift it up, it's still in the box. Whoops, that's the back side of the box. Okay. There's the front of the box. So I went with this one. So it is still the little green, but it's Proheat Pet. So I'm just going to set this down so I can just about knocked my tripod over. So I can just set this down so I don't have to try to lift it. But here we go. So I'm just going to read what it says. So it's heat wave technology. So it helps maintain water temperature throughout the cleaning process while you loosen and remove tough stains. Multiple tools, so it has spray, scrub, and suction with the 3-inch tough stain tool. And it says rinse out your hose after each use with the Hydro Rinse self-cleaning hose tool. And it says use the Pro Oxy Spot and Stain. Our most effective spot cleaning formula removes tough messes with the power of Oxy. Like I said, this one, I like this one. Like I said, I just find this Bissell is the best. Now I'm just going to open it up. And actually this pet cleaner is the one that formula is the one I usually buy. Now, just before I get to that, I'll just say the price of this one. So this is just the regular price, $154.99 plus GST. So it was $162.74. So, I mean, it is a little bit on a little bit on the pricier side. Although my husband was looking at the one that was like $300. And I told him, so we don't have any carpet. I mean, if we had carpet, that would definitely been like an option. But we don't have like carpet in this house. So I don't need a full, you know, carpet cleaner. Had carpet cleaners in the past, important when you've got kids and pets and carpet. But when we got rid of all the carpet I got rid of the big one because I didn't need it. Okay, so that's just the Oxy Spot and Stain cleaner. Okay, here we go. So there's the instruction booklet. I just want to make sure I take that out of the box. Just making sure I got everything out of the box. Okay. These little cardboard inserts, just making sure there's nothing, no extra attachments stuck to them. There we go. So I got my new little green machine. Ooh, let's see. So instructions on how to do this. Oh, okay, you gotta pull that way. Okay. So this looks like it's the dirty side. I'm trying to figure out which side here is the clean side. Yeah, see, it's got a totally different attachment things here. So you know, that was the one thing. It's like, can I use pieces from this to attach to fix the other one? No, I don't see that. But I'm still going to keep my other little green machine just because I really like having, you know, a backup for things. And I've got these plastic attachments here. I'm not sure where exactly they go. I know they go on here to help hold the cord in place and the hose in place and the attachments. So I'm just going to open up everything, make sure everything is here. There's just a lot of attachments. So I'm just going to quickly go read the instructions, make sure that I have every piece here, and then I'll be right back. All right, so I just went through. I've got all the attachments. Now I got to put everything together on this machine. So I've got the machine, and then it says I have a flex hose clip, hose grip bracket, quick release cord wrap. And it says there might be a tool storage holder, select models. I don't have that. It does say you get a trial size formula, and it says varies by model. So this one just gives me this Oxy Spot and Stain little sample. And then, of course, it says the tools will vary. And so the tools I have is I've got this basic brush here. And I have this little thing here. And this is the Hydro Rinse. So this is something... Just one second. Hey, sorry about that. So this is the Hydro Rinse. So this is what I use when I'm cleaning out the hose after each use, I guess. I'll have to read more and to figure out how that works. But for now, we have to assemble this. So on the front here, we attach this little bracket here. It clips into here somehow. Oops. How if I have this towards me so I can see? Otherwise, I've only got one side in. That one in, and then attach this part here next. I'm going to make sure I get this lined up right. It says it attaches here in the back. I said like the back here, so it's got where two of these things are going to attach back here, so it's got these slots here. So I just have to figure out, you know, which way these fit in. There we go. There. And then this one is the hose grip bracket. So this will go into the back somehow. This way. How does it go? Again, sometimes it just helps if you just take a second to look at the way that the pieces go. And you can take these apart. You just have to push the little middle thing in and slide out. But I'm one of those people who, once it's assembled, I'm not taking it apart. And then if there was a tool storage holder, it would, some models have it, and there would be a spot here on the back. This one doesn't this one is a smaller one. It doesn't have all those extra accessories. So there is no spot on this one to attach it. And then it says you just take your cord and you just wrap it all the way around the machine. And it should come, and then this is supposed to slide and fit into here. Like that. And I will say, I know first doing this, the cord or the hose is very stiff, and it just doesn't want to stretch right now, but as you use it, it will get slacker, which is what happened to the other one. So it doesn't even attach properly more. It actually kind of falls out. And then I've got this, undo this twist tie, and then same thing, I got to wrap the extension cord around this. I got to take this off because now I've got, oops. Got this extension cord. I find it actually works easier to do the extension cord first than the hose, just because the way that they kind of overlap a bit. Same thing, after time of using this, the cord will, straighten out, and it will be a lot easier to wrap this around here. Like that. Now I'll get this back in there. And then here's the little, oops, so you should help if it was, you could see what I was doing. Lastly, I'm going to attach the little attachment. This is the one that came with this one. It says the different tools that you could end up getting, or you can even buy some of these tools separately. I know because I was looking at them. I don't think in the store, but Bissell, through their website, you could probably buy them. So they've got the 3 and 4 inch tool, a 6-inch deep stain tool, a crevice tool, 3-in-1 stair tool, and a hydro rinse self-cleaning hose tool, and a stain trapper tool. Now I've got this one. This would be a 3 or 4 inch. I don't know what but it just snaps right into place on here. And then this is the hose one, so I guess this you just kind of, this just clips somewhere on here when it's not in use. You clip it up here. I don't know. Find somewhere where I can clip this. But at the end when I'm done, I use it would go on here, and it would help clean out the hose at the end. Okay, so got this all built now. And of course, next is, getting ready to use the machine. So I'm just going to go into the bedroom and show you. I'm going to clean my mattress. So I'll be right back to show you. All right, so I just kind of flipped the sheets up so you can see it needs to be cleaned again. It was just in the move. It just kind of got covered with stuff. And then all the drywall powder and stuff is on here. So it just needs a good refreshing. So I'm just going to go take all the bedding and get that stuff in the washer. And I'll be back to finish, oh, excuse me. I'll be back to start cleaning the mattress. Okay, so it's now all set up. I've got my bedding all in the washer now too. So now it's time to fill the tank. So we've got this side here is the dirty side. So it has a full line. So when the water and stuff hits here, stop and empty this. You don't want to go over that line. So we'll do the side is the clean reservoir. Just be able to pull that just towards me. There's nothing to unscrew, to lift up. You just pull it straight towards you and out. So, got a couple things on here. I'm just trying to see. So we've got a small area, and you've got one line that's your water, and then your formula, and then your large area, which this is the one I'm going to use because I'm doing my whole mattress. So we fill the water up to here. It says your formula plus 1 ounce of boost. I don't have any boosting stuff. I'm just going to use this cleaner that came with the machine. And this one here is actually, I'm just looking at this. This formula here is for portable carpet cleaners. So it's got the signs, it's got the portable one, has the yes, and the full upright ones, it says you can't use. So I was trying to figure out why it's got something on here. I'm like, I thought it was a carpet cleaner. So this formula here is only made for the smaller machines. I think the ones that are made for large machines, you can use them in both. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check that. But this is supposed to be an instant stain remover. And it says it permanently removes stains. So we will definitely be seeing how well this works. Like I said, I've got a good bottle of the Oxy. It's with the Oxy. It's the Bissell Pro, but it's with the Oxy and it's for pets. But I'm just going to use this one here because I just don't feel like running down to the basement and looking for the other one. So, little tab here. You pull this, you add your water first. You're going to add the water to this first line. So, I'm just going to fill it up and I'll be back as soon as this is filled. Okay, so I now got it filled up to that water line. I don't know if this is going to be able to work. I'm just going to set this here. I'm just going to grab this stain. Cleaner. Brand new bottle. I gotta open it. Oh, I'm having trouble getting this little foil off. I'll be right back. I was having trouble tearing that off, but I got it off now. So now I'm just going to add, if I can pour this in until it reaches that line. A little more. Okay, so now it's at that line, so I'm just gonna put this, close the lid if I can, there we go, and then just put this back in the machine. It's now clipped in, so I'm just gonna head to the bedroom and I'll start cleaning. Right, so I got it plugged in, turning on. Squeeze the trigger. That is my favorite part, is watching all this stuff coming up and getting sucked into the machine. You can see just how dirty this is. Just give us a good scrub. Obviously, it's going to take a while to get the full mattress done, but I'll be back. Actually, there's some tough stains up here. Maybe it'll be easier to see because it's hard to see there, but definitely see a difference in the color. Of course, it's very wet, so I'll be using this to get that up. But right here, there's some major obvious stains here. Look how easily those stains have come out. Obviously, it's going to need a few more minutes of scrubbing, but I'm amazed at how clean this area is already. I mean, you can see there was all this stuff here. I have no idea what it is. It's just dirt from when we moved. But, you know, just needs a little more scrubbing. That's the other thing, is once I get this wet with extra stuff, I like to just turn the machine off and just scrub to get the soap to really do its thing. And then I'll turn it back on and suck that up. But yeah, this is gonna look so good when I'm finished. So I'll be back in a little bit as I get more of the mattress done. Right, so I've done about a quarter of the bed. So I've done, from standing here, I can reach to the middle. So this is this little, I don't know what these little circles are. That's the middle of the bed. So I've gone to there. And then the way that the mattress is, it's divided into thirds. But I've gotten, I guess, like this half of the bed all the way down to somewhere around here is where I was working on. Haven't gotten to this chunk here yet, but I was working on the top up there and then this middle part with the blue stripes. And I will say my tank is full and dirty, and this is out of water. And when this came out of water, it changed the sound. So I'm just going to turn this on. And then the suction is half the amount. So now I got to go and empty out the tank. So I will go and show you how to do that. So I've unplugged it and then just have to slide this out and dump this down in toilet. And of course it's going to leak on me because it's been a while since I've done one of these. Oh, okay, you don't want to do that, but I'll be right back. Right, to empty it, you just pull to this out, and now the water should just easily pour out. I can pick this up, so it's supposed to. Okay, I don't know why it's not draining. I don't know, it was draining when I was walking down the hallway, and then I come in here and I actually open that little thing, and now nothing wants to come out. Probably just holding it at the wrong angle. But I'll be back as soon as I get this emptied and I'm ready to finish cleaning the bed. Alright, so I feel kind of stupid. So when you open that, you're supposed to pour and drain from that opening. Like I said, this one's a little bit different than my other little green machine. First time using it, kind of make a few mistakes, but figured it out. Had to get the instruction booklet and reread it. But I've got this now emptied. I mean, you can take this middle part out to do a clean. I will do that when I'm finished. I'm cleaning the mattress and give it a thorough rinse of every part before I put it away. But for now, I'm just going to leave it like that. And then I'm not going to let that stuff go down the sink. But when I set it here, I'm just going to show this stuff. Some of the stuff that it got out of the mattress. And it's just like a lot of pet hair here. But it's these chunky fibers. I'm not quite sure what that is. I'm definitely not putting that down the sink. I'm just gonna make sure there's no more of that in my sink. I'm gonna throw that in the garbage. But yeah, it was like these fibers. It feels like paper. I don't know what it is, but it's whatever's on the bed, like dry, dead skin, hair, pet dander, I don't know, just everything and anything that gets in your mattress. We also been doing construction, so this could be, some of that drywall powder. I did vacuum my mattress a couple times when the guys were doing all their stuff, trying to prevent a buildup of so much powder and stuff on and in the mattress. But I'll be back to finish cleaning the mattress. So that's emptied. This has been refilled. Just so you know, this little bottle that came is 8 fluid ounces, and I've now filled this twice, and this bottle is gone. So it looks like it takes about 4 ounces or so of the liquid in for each tank. So I just thought I'd show that's. So this little bottle does 2 tankfuls. So now I'm gonna plug it in. And you can see places where, you can definitely see where some of the stains have really come out. Some places just look whiter than other areas. Just kind of stand back here. It's hard to see. It's raining outside right now, so it's really gray outside. And my lighting isn't the best in this room. If I just turn my light off for a second, I'll just pan up. So we have the ceiling fan here. And the light bulbs have a yellowish tint to them, and then it's all dirty. So that's one of the next things that I'll have to do. I'll have to get my husband actually to get up there and wash that for me. You can just see the fan. It's got stuff on it. I can't clean it, so I'll get my husband to clean. I just really noticed that. And so just the light bulbs give this like a really yellow, and so it kind of makes it harder to see how clean my mattress is. But standing here, I can definitely see where I have done versus where I haven't done. And you can see where I was really working, and then over here I haven't done anything, so you can kind of see things that need to be cleaned. Oh, this is wet, so I did get some, before it emptied out, I was working down here. I knew I kind of got to here, and I wasn't quite sure how far I got before the water ran out. So now I'll just finish this, and I'll be back to show more results as I get this mattress done. So I had to empty the tank and refill this for the third time. So I had to go downstairs. I'm doing laundry, but so I went downstairs to put the stuff from the dryer or washer into the dryer, and the second load into the washer. I grabbed this. This is what I use. So this is the permanent stain remover, the Bissell Professional Pet Spot and Stain Plus Oxy. And this one is specifically designed for the portable cleaners, deep cleaners. So it shows you which Bissell cleaners or machines you use with this cleaner. So I've always liked the Bissell product. Now I'm going to say this is supposed to have stuff in here, and it says it's supposed to, removes, pet stains and odors, and it's supposed to kind of prevent them from wanting to go back again. I'm going to say every product I've bought that says that, my animals, spraying the stuff that's supposed to prevent them from marking their territory, they might go back and redo it. So this stuff is not 100% effective. Even getting rid of some of the pet odors, I find even these ones with the Oxy does help, but it doesn't always get rid of 100% of the odors and stains. You may have to use it a couple times, but I find the pet stuff with the Oxy does really help versus just regular cleaners. So I've done, my husband's side of the bed is completely done. Like I said, my lighting in here is not so good. I'm not quite sure how it picks it up on the camera. So when I did his, and then I got the bottom chunk of his side, and then the bottom chunk of mine, and that's kind of where I ran out of the cleaner, so I had to change again. So it's hard to tell how well this is coming clean, but if I move up here, you can definitely see where I haven't done anything. There is stains and stuff, so I'm gonna continue working on this and getting these stains out. Just these little circle things, and where all the stitches cross over each other, you do notice more of the stains in those areas. And like I said, this is just a very bad lighting with shadows and stuff today. Just wish it was a little more sunny to do this, but that's okay. But I will just gonna continue cleaning the mattress, and I'll be back as soon as I get the rest of mine done, or as soon as I get up to the top, and I'll come back to show you how I can really get that top done. From where I'm standing, I can see a clear line between my side and my husband's side of where I've cleaned versus where I haven't cleaned. So I'm hoping that as I get this done, the whole mattress will just look so much better. At least it's going to smell a lot better. Okay, so I got the last chunk of my bed to do, so it's where my pillow sits. I can definitely see where I've done versus where I haven't done. I can see, like just, I don't know how well it's picking up, but I can definitely see where, I haven't gone over anything. So it's down about 3 of these circles and then across to about the 6 of them. So it's this chunk here. So this is, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to spray the whole thing with the water. I've got this whole area sprayed. I just find it easier if I just kind of hold this up a little bit higher so it's not touching the product, but just up a little bit, and then you can just let the water shoot out, And I just kind of want the water solution just to kind of get in there in a few areas where I can definitely see the stains. Because once I start doing this, I can't see the exact stains. So by lifting this up, and then I can just spray on where I can see that it definitely needs a good amount of cleaner. And then I can just, not even using the trigger tool, but just letting it suck up where all the excess amount of water is and just kind of scrubbing in those spots. Okay, well, I've just lost my section ability. Just made a different sound. Yeah, my dirty tank is full again, even though I still have solution. So I guess I gotta go and empty this for the third time. But that's all I did, was I just kind of sprayed some of the solution over some of these tougher spots, and then just coming in, going every direction and scrubbing. Even without the suction, just the scrubbing kind of helps loosen everything. And then just kind of let the suction all this liquid up without pulling the trigger all the time, because you don't need the constant water coming out if you want to kind of clean. So I guess I gotta go and empty this, but I can already see the difference between this chunk here and this chunk. Even though I didn't really spray here, it kind of did, but it's trying to get in, like I said, these little circle indentations. That's where a lot of stuff gets built up. And then, you know, the stitches kind of help me, you know, give me a guideline as to if I'm going, you know, this direction, like diagonal down to the left, diagonal down to the right, straight up and down, or, you know, straight across this way, or, you know, just, it kind of helps so I know where I'm going. And then these circle ones, I go in a circular pattern. So I guess I'm going to go empty this again, and then I will be back. All right, now that that's emptied, I can turn this on and start sucking up all this extra water. And again, I find it so satisfying watching all the dirty water get drawn out. And when I find a spot where like lots of stuff is coming, like watch, I will just stay there until like less comes out. And I've got a few spots where I'd sprayed a little more. So now I'm just going to do one final, just going over the whole mattress with just the suction to make sure I've got all this out. And I'm going to say, if I press down, my hand is getting wet, so I know there's still a lot of like stuff in the mattress in certain areas. So I say, just kind of go slow, hold it down. Press right down into the mattress kind of helps as well. So all I'm going to do is just going to go slowly from the top to the bottom on the whole mattress and get as much of the final liquid out as possible. And then my mattress should be clean. So I'll be back when I get all of this done, and then I have to let this air dry for a while. Not sure how long it's going to take. I'll have to let this mattress air dry, and of course as it dries, stains will come up to the surface. So I will have to go over and do some more spot treatment areas. But I'll be back. So I'm not quite sure what time it is. Let's see. Sorry about my finger. It's 10:45. So I'll give this a couple hours to dry, and I'll be back earlier this afternoon when it should be, more dry. You can just see how much the stains have come out. Okay, so it's about 11:30, so this has had some time to dry, and you can just see where stains and things are coming up, which is, part of the process. I expect that stuff that was down is coming up to the surface. So I'm just going to let this dry for a little bit, because if I were to try to get these now, I'm just going to add more liquid and stuff into it, and then it's harder to clean. But definitely I can see, where the stains are coming up, and where they're really white, and then it's kind of yellowing in places. So that's a good start. So I'm just going to let this continue to dry, like right here. I thought this was clean, but as you can see, it's all yellowing there. Like, that's just old stains. That's why I said I love these little carpet cleaner, or these little green machine things, is it pulls stuff up to the surface. And as I said, you can't clean it all like in a day unless you get to the stains the minute they happen. So it's just going to be a continuous process of getting the stains to come from way down in the bottom of the mattress to come up. I don't remember when we got this bed. I'm trying to remember. I think it might have been like 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. But I honestly can't remember. All I know is me and my husband, we've been together 16 years. This is our third bed frame and our second mattress. Or is it the third mattress? No, I think it's just the second mattress. Yes, the second mattress, the third bed frame. You pass the stuff around to the kids. So, yeah. So like I said, I'm just got to run to the bank, and I'm meeting some women from the church for coffee. So I will be back in a little bit and just give that more time to dry, more of the stuff to come up to the surface. And then I will do another final clean with the little green machine. Right, so now it's about 2:40. I just got home, so the mattress is dry now. So you can see my hand's not wet, or I guess a few places a little damp in a few spots. Oh, that's soap residue. That's from scrubbing, and yeah, that's soap residue in places. I saw where it was kind of yellowing, and so I just sprayed some other solution on here, other stain remover on here, just where I saw it yellowing, and just left it. So now I'm gonna go and get the little green machine and go over this once more, and I think it is done. It looks so much better than it did look. Like I said, some of that is, it's dry, but I said some of that is just some spray spot remover that I have. So I'll be back shortly. Alright, so for what I was using for the spray cleaner is I have this Lysol bathroom foam cleaner. So anywhere where I saw the little bit of yellow, I just sprayed a little bit of this on. And oops, I also have this Build-A-Bear Bear Stuff Cleaner. This stuff was good for anything that you can't wash. And just a little bit of, a couple little spritz of this as well. And so I find the combination of these two really help to kind of get some of those stains. Okay, so I see some yellowing here. So I'm just going to spray a little bit of this on some of those more yellow stains that have really come up. And like I said, this is just this bathroom cleaner. I mean, but it kills, you know, viruses and stuff. And it does have like a bit of a bleaching agent in it as well. And like I said, this Build-A-Bear cleaner, it's for the toys that can't be washed or hard to wash. So it's just a little stain remover, and I find I've used it on lots of other things besides just the stuffed animals. Now, I don't know how much this really costs, but I'll show you this label here. I got this from Salvation Army so many years ago, and I don't know, it was either $1.99. It could have just been a 99 cents. I honestly don't remember, but I've had it for so long. And because you don't need a lot, or you know, I did get this for my kids' toys because they've got stuff that are just, you know, that just you can't wash. So with this product, I think it just says you just shake, spray, and then you just kind of blot dry. But I just find anywhere where I see a little bit of yellowing that I just can't get to, this kind of really helps to clean it as well. So now I've got my little green machine, and I'm going to go over the whole mattress one more time. So I'll be back when I've gone through it once more. This time there is no solution. This is just straight water. I mean, there might be a little bit because there was some a little bit of product and stuff still in here. I just filled it up to the max line with just water. I didn't add any more soap to it. So we'll just, you know, just going to go over the mattress once more, and then I'll be back. All right, so I've gone over this again. Like I said, this was mostly just water this time, just to kind of rinse it out. So this is now full. So as soon as it gets full, it kind of turns off, and it won't really do any more suctioning, which is too bad because my other one would, when the tank got full, I could still suction a little bit. But no, this, as soon as it hits the full line, it won't let you do anything. So I got to go empty this if I want to continue to get this out. But as you can see, it's looking so much better. It's still damp in a few places where I'd sprayed, but it won't let me suction any more out. So I'm just going to leave the bed like this, give it a couple hours to dry. And I'll be back when it's had the time to dry. I might just decide to, actually I think I will. I think I'm going to empty this and just go over one more time with just the suction part, no water, just to kind of get some of the places that are still really wet. But I will be back when it has had a chance to fully dry. And I will say right now, it is now almost 3:20. So I'll be back about 5 o'clock and check on it. All right, so while the bed is drying, I'm going to clean both these machines. Like I said, I've been using this one, even though it does leak, it doesn't, it's missing that piece. I got to clean inside and the outside of this one, because this was down in the basement with all the renovatings around here. And then this one here, like I said, I've emptied this, so I'm going to take these apart and do a really good thorough clean. Now it says the first thing you have to do before you take everything apart is you have to do the hose cleaning with this little what's it called? Oh, hydro rinse. So I'm going to do that first. So just give me a second because I got to plug the machine back in. So the machine's plugged back in, so you got to release and take this off, and you just put this one on like you would any other attachment. Just make sure I get it going the right direction. Turn the machine on and hold the trigger or spray nozzle for about 30 seconds to clean out the hose. I'm going to do it for a few more seconds, but you can see, all the stuff that's coming out of here, and you can even see some dirty stuff coming into here. I'm going to do it for a few more seconds. I'll just get a little closer so you can just see this action. Like, let's see. Oops. So you can just see. So that's really cleaned out the hose. You can just see the amount of stuff that was coming through here and coming out of here. Now, I'm just curious if that's going to work with the other one, if that little attachment will work with the other little green machine. I will have to try that another day. This button, it is so clogged with stuff in here that I cannot push this button down far enough to get this to come off. I'll have to get my husband to see if he can get it to come apart. I don't want to break it and I don't want to hurt myself. So I'll have to test that another time, but obviously I'm going to clean out this tank as well. So I'm just going to empty these out. Like I said, now this one was just a little bit different how it opens. So this one, I'm able to pull this up. Again, my shoulder's a little stiff today, so you just pull that up and pull this straight out. And then it just comes right out the top. So I just dump that in. So I'll be back as soon as I get both of these dirty tanks emptied. Right. I just don't feel like going down to the basement because I don't have any counter down there. I would probably prefer to rinse these out in the laundry room sink. But I'm just going to stay up here just because I've got these two machines and I just need the counter space. So taking them apart. So I'm going to get a cloth and I'm just going to dry all the outside of this one. This one, I'm going to have to get some cleaner and work on this to clean this good. I mean, I'm going to say, like I said, this machine's 22 years old. It's not in perfect, condition, but this is what happens when it was down there, during renovations and just over the years of not being, properly cleaned after every use. This is what it's going to look like. So I'm just going to set this one aside for this minute. Same with this. I'm going to set these two, the actual machines, aside, and I'm going to work on the actual, whatever you call, the compartment things that you put the water in, or the tank. That's what they're called. I'm going to wash the 4 tanks that go with them first. Okay, so I'm going to start with the gray ones because they go with the new machine. So first thing I'm going to do is open this. Let's see, can I turn this? And turn this flap this way. So I'm going to just dump this out because I don't think there's anything in here. But I want to give this a rinse in and out. Just because I know there'd be soap residue and stuff outside, same with this inside, just giving it a bit of a rinse. Make sure I got all most of the liquid out as I can. The way that they make these holes, it's impossible to get all the liquid out. Or I guess you can just a little trigger down here, push this little thing in like the machine would use, and able to drain more out. But it's not going to be perfectly drained. Then this one here, you unscrew this bottom part and you pull out this plunger thing. I think it'd be like a plunger system. I don't know. It's got a name. I'll read it in a second. I'm just going to rinse this out. I want to get a lot of that residue out of here. I'm going to take these downstairs to the basement. I'm going to have these sitting in the laundry room sink just to dry before I put the machines back together. Just because you don't want, I mean, you can put them, you know, moist, you know, just the moisture buildup stuff. I try not to put the machines away wet unless I'm just doing a quick rinse between uses, knowing if I have something larger to clean that I'll be cleaning more. But I just find it just, you know, makes the product last longer. So now I'm going to rinse the green ones. Like I said, this is the problem, is there's supposed to be this little black thing that screws onto here that holds this into place. And that is missing. So when I using this, put this in here, and then when you flip it this way, it doesn't have a perfect seal, and so any slight movement, you can see the water just kind of drips out of there. But it still works good enough that, you know, it's still usable. I was thinking of maybe trying some plumber's tape. Just a little bit of plumber's tape out here on the outside every use. Might be a pain, but it was just an idea if I can't find the replacement piece for it, or unable to find the piece, because like I said, I know we had it before we moved. And then when we were packing up and moving, I couldn't find it. And this one here, does this one come out? I don't think this one comes out. Oh, this part does. I can pull this out. I don't know. It's been a while since I've done this one, so I don't remember if this white thing here comes out, but this little rubber part does. Give this a good scrub. I've got this little scrub brush here, and I was also used this on a few of the tougher stains as well. I didn't film myself doing that, but I had used this little scrubbing brush to help with some of the harder to remove stains. I'm just gonna water in here. This has got to come out because it's like, how else do I clean in here? I honestly don't remember. The way the plastic is, there doesn't seem to be it looks like it's been, like good glued in place, or that could just be a buildup of stuff. I'm just gonna pour water on this side. I'm just gonna swish it around. There's like bits of stuff stuck in here. There's got to be a way to clean out this tank. Right, and now I'm just going to, oops, got the little, I was going to say, yeah, you just push on here and this pops open, so then you can rinse this out properly. So I'm going to use this scrub brush. Little bits of hairs and thread caught around little bristles. Lots of hair caught around bristles. It's going to take some time to pull it off. I'm not going to film myself, getting each little strand of hair, thread, pet hair, whatever it is that's caught. I will do that later. Now I've got on my finger. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to, oops, I got to rinse this part out. I'm just going to grab a clean cloth. I'm going to grab this nice clean microfiber cloth, and I'm just going to dry this off first. And just see, I don't think there's any like dirt on the outside of this one. I believe it's just water on here. So I'm just gonna, oops, stuff here, the hose. Here with this, there's just some of the soap and stuff caught, kind of stuck there, but this one looks like it's done. So now I can just wrap the hose and the cord up, and this one I can say is clean. Just have to let these dry before I put the machine completely back together. This one aside. Now I can work on the outside of this one. So, like I said, for the outside of this one, I am going to need some cleaner. So I will be right back. Right, because of how bad this is looking, I'm going to spray it down with my Lysol Power Degreaser. I guess it's the Kitchen Pro. I'm just going to let this, sit for a few minutes. Actually, I'm going to move this because I've got food on my counter. I just realized that. So I'm going to spray this downstairs in the laundry room. I'm going to move these other pieces downstairs to the laundry room, because I'm going to let this sit in here and soak for a little while. And then I'm really going to see if my husband can get this to come off. I mean, it's been a few weeks since I've had to use this. And you can just see, that's like, I was using it down in the basement. So I'm thinking that's like drywall, excuse me, drywall residue stuff build up in here. I'm also going to see if I can just get, excuse me, by pushing down on this trigger, if I can just get a knife or a screwdriver or something just to kind of ease this up a little bit. Sorry, just spraying that and cleaning and stuff. I feel like I've got something stuck in my throat. But so, like I said, I'm just going to go downstairs. I'm going to put these things in the laundry room sink to dry. I'm going to spray this with this kitchen cleaner, degreaser stuff, and let it sit for a little while and then come back and clean it, just because I can just, when I look in here, oops, this is going to fall on me, but this is the side where the dirty water comes up. Actually, I don't think that's going to work. Let's see. So I figure out how to angle this so you can just see, how dirty this is in here. See, angle it this way. There we go. So you can just see all the residue and everything. And this little flap does not come off. And I'm not undoing screws. I'm not doing a major deep clean. But it's just got so much residue and stuff from the years just sitting here. That's why I said I used to take this machine apart all the time after every use. And then over the years, you just, I had kids and pets and stuff. So I would just always leave the tank full of clean water ready to be used. I'd rinse out this side. But I stopped cleaning, like in here, stuff spills in this part. Like when you take the dirty water out, when you lift it up, just the force of gravity and stuff, it drips in here. And like I said, this stuff here, this is all construction, drywall powder, sawdust. So it's just, needs a good clean overall. So I will be back, like I said, when the mattress has dried. All right, so it's almost 6 o'clock. The mattress is dry, and there's still a few places that are a little bit damp. So I'm just going to let this dry, and I'll just see how it feels later tonight. But there are spots that have come up to the surface again that I didn't see, but as it's drying, more stuff is coming up. So I'm just going to let this continue to dry, and I will check it tomorrow. Like I said, the lighting in this room is just not very good. And in places it looks like I didn't even clean. It's just... So I don't know how much of this is stains, how much of this is just my bad lighting and the shadows. But I will definitely say the mattress actually smells good. It smells clean. Any of these brown spots that were obvious from like handprints and stuff from the mattress being moved and dragged across the ground are gone. So all the ones along the edges I worked really hard to get out. So I will just let this dry and see if I have to go over it again later tonight. I guess I'm just going to let it fully dry now. So I will be back when it has completely dried and I can get a different light in this room. I'll wait till the sun is gone. It's an overcast day. My lighting in this room is not very good, so I'll wait till it gets a lot darker. I can get a lamp in here with a better light and see what it looks like. All right, so it's about 8 o'clock in the morning. Today is Thursday morning. So I've given it all night to dry. I'm just going to go over the mattress slowly so you can see. Some of these spots where it's visible are still damp. So I told my husband I will work on this again today, just concentrating on where those brown spots are. But a lot of these spots, they are still damp. I don't know why. But as it was drying, it was bringing these stains up, and then as it was air drying, the stains were disappearing. But I will show you in a minute some of the really bad spots. Like, this is like, when I press down, I mean, I'm not getting any wetness on my finger, but it is just so wet. You would think that it just happened, that it's, you know. So I told my husband that today I will just work on these big spots that are more visible. And I'm like, I don't understand, you know, I mean, I was using the gray, using the stitching as, you know, my guideline, and I was really working around here. I was really, working hard on this. So it looks like this is where I did, and I didn't do anything around here, and it's just, I don't know. However, it's drying. I'm just gonna go over the whole mattress so you can kind of see. I mean, I've got shadows, but, when I go up close, like right here, it's still wet. So I'm just wondering, as it dries, if it's going to turn white. But I'm just going to go and grab my little green machine, refill it, and I'm going to start with the more obvious ones in the center, concentrate on those ones, and then go to some of the other spots. Like, this is quite a large area here. So I'll just kind of do like a individual spot treatment kind of a thing. But I was really disappointed because there was no yellow spots. But I will say that is the one thing with carpet cleaners or these type of cleaners. You are bringing everything that's in the different layers that is really deeply embedded. You're bringing it up. And as you bring it up to the surface, then you can clean it. That's why it's a deep clean. I've had this before where, you think your carpet is clean, it dries, and then it looks worse. So then you have to just go over those spots. So it can take a little while to clean anything. In our last house, before we took the carpet out, we had white carpet throughout the house. And I will say, down the hallway, where the kids and the pets usually ran, it was impossible to keep the white carpet clean because I would use the steam cleaner. I had the nice big, full, upright carpet cleaner, shampoo or whatever. And I would say the day after I cleaned it, the carpet looked worse. And then I could just go and do those few little spots, and then it would look a lot better. So I'm just hoping that this new cleaner is just so good, more powerful, that it's able to bring more stuff up to the surface that I can clean. So I will be back when I'm ready to, go over the mattress once more. All right, so I've gone over the whole mattress on all the stains that I just saw now with just the, still just a little bit wet there. So with just the clean water, no soap in it, and like I said, the amount of soap that this was pulling out, but I was really working on wherever these yellow stains were, and then down here at the foot there was a lot of brown stains, and up at the top by my head, like where my pillow sits, there was a lot of brown stains. I don't know why, and specifically, certain areas there was just a few stains that really came out. But I'm going to give this a few hours to dry. But I'm just going to show this. So I've used up this whole water, just spraying over and scrubbing the stains. But look at the dirty water that I got out of here today. And look at all the foam, soapy residue. So I really think like doing this type of stuff, like carpet cleaning, mattress cleaning, when you're using these machines, it really brings up everything from the wherever, the bottom of the mattress, the bottom of the carpet. It brings it up to the top, and it takes time to clean everything. I'm going to say I do notice a difference just viewing through my phone here versus with my eyes, what I can see and not see. And some of it is just right here is the last place I was just sprayed, right here, when I ran out of the water. So I hadn't suctioned this part up yet, because I had to check. It was all, yeah, it's almost full. So the suction kind of was down right now. So that's why it looks really dark there. That is just, you know, like I said, super wet. But like I said, it's these areas here that had the yellowing to them. Even just using this dry and just doing this to scrub up, I think it was kind of helping too. But I was still surprised the amount of, you know, soap residue that I'm pulling up. And just, you know, it could be soap, not what I was using like yesterday, but this could be soap that was, you know, in here from before when I tried to scrub, you know, different stains over the years. The soap soaks through, and so now the water is just, you know, able to bring it all up. So like I said, I'm just going to give this a few hours to dry, and I'll be back. All right, it's now almost 4:30, so this has had all day to dry. There's still a few places that are a little damp, but I'm going to say I think I got all those brown and yellow spots that were appearing. I got them out. Right there. So I'm just going to let this continue to dry. Tonight I will check again tomorrow morning, because like I said, it's still, some of these darker spots are still a bit wet. Like my hand isn't getting wet now, but I can still feel the dampness. Like over here it's still pretty wet. Like I said, it's still damp, but my hand's not getting wet like it was before. So hopefully as it dries, it's just gonna, those will just kind of disappear. So I'm just gonna, you know, continue and just let this dry and see how it looks later tonight. Although this is a new spot here. This was not here earlier, not like that, and it's still wet now. So I don't know. Like I said, I think it's just the suction action is just bringing all the dirt and everything up through all the different layers of the mattress. So I'm just going to continue to let this dry. But I think I'm done for it. So I'm going to say this is like probably as good as this mattress is going to get clean today. I'm going to end my video here. I guess I'll just end my video here. That was just my unboxing and using my new Bissell little green, what is it called? Proheat pet. Again, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who subscribes to my channels and watches my videos, and I will see you in the next ones. Bye.